home steam with Team Neutrino. Today, I'm going to be showing you 3 different ways you can make a speaker for your smartphone. The materials we use for this project are things you probably have lying around the house, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Remember, before we get started, it's always a good idea to wear safety glasses. So, without further ado, let's get started. Here are the materials you will need for this project. 2 plastic or paper disposable cups, an empty cardboard tube, some tape, preferably scotch or packaging, a pencil and a marker, a pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife, whichever one you're more comfortable with, a Post-it note or 2, and although it's not necessary, it would be beneficial, a hot glue gun. Now, let's get started. In order to make sure that this project works, you need to make sure that the cardboard tube and the phone will actually fit together. So what you need to check is make sure if you were to hold the phone like this next to the cardboard tube, that the phone is smaller than the cardboard tube. Now that we know this, we can keep going. Take a sticky note and trace out the phone on the sticky part of the sticky note like this. Then, once you have that traced on there, just around there like so, then you can cut that out and use it as a template, which I have already done and have right here. So, once you have something that resembles this, you can take your cardboard tube and try and find the middle of it and make sure it's parallel and everything, then stick it on there, and bam, now you have a template that you can cut out on the tube, and then your phone will fit inside the tube like that. So let's cut this out. I'm going to be using an X-Acto knife, but feel free to use scissors if that's what you find more comfortable. Once you have that all done, make sure to save the template for later. You might need it later. So put that aside. You can take off the remaining Post-it note and do a test fit on your phone. If your phone fits, you're good to go. If it's a little small, then you can adjust as necessary. So my hole was a little smaller than it needs to be, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that now. Now, take your phone, do another test fit. Perfect. Now, we're all good to go. Take a plastic cup, like this, and trace out a circle using the tube. So I'm going to use this other end, and using a Sharpie, trace out the circle. Alright, once you have a circle that fits inside the tube, or that the tube fits inside, sorry, like this, then you can cut out the circle. For this part, I'm probably going to use scissors because it's a more rounded cut. And Alright, now that we have that cut out, you can test the tube, make sure it fits inside like that. Perfect fit. Awesome. Now what you can do is take your cutout that you had, make the circle, and you can put it on the other cup and you can trace around that. Ta-da! Now you have another circle that you can use. So you're almost done. You're actually really close. So take your cups like this, take your cardboard tube, and make sure you don't put it in all the way, just enough so that your phone can still fit on the outside and it's not going too far into the cup and disrupting sound on the inside. You can take your cups and the cutouts that you have in there and make sure that they're both going inside nice and snug, like this. Now, make sure that this tube is actually facing upwards while the cups are sitting down like this. Once you have this, then you can take your phone and put it inside there. And now, you are technically done. You have your speaker. But this is where the hot glue comes in. You'll notice that it's still coming apart and everything. So, to put it together, you can either use tape or hot glue to make sure that it stays in place and it doesn't go anywhere. So, let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take some hot glue and just line this edge along here Then, very carefully, so as not to hurt myself, I'm going to take a cup on one side, making sure that the cup is facing out while the entrance for the phone is facing up. Just going to very carefully just kind of make sure that gets in there, but also not covering the entrance of the phone at all there. And then on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. And then I'm going to let them both sit for a minute. And then once they dry, we'll check on them. Alright, once your glue is dried and you've set your phone inside the speaker, congratulations, you're pretty much done. All that's left is to decorate. Now, this was arguably the hardest of the 3 speakers, so if this one was a little outside of your skill set, don't fret, we have 2 more to go. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this speaker. Again, you can go ahead and customize it as you wish, but again, this is really important. You have to make sure that these canals stay empty so that sound can travel through. Also make sure that you don't put anything that would obstruct the port for the phone to go in. If this speaker was a little difficult for you, don't worry, because we're about to make another one that's so much simpler. Alright, let's get into it.